Once upon a time, in a kingdom kissed by the sea, Queen Amara ruled with a grace that awed her people, but carried a sorrow as deep as the ocean. 5 years earlier, her husband, King Theron, had vanished during a voyage, swallowed by the sea during a storm, leaving no trace behind. Since that day, Amara's heart had never known peace. Though her crown remained on her brow, a quiet ache always lived behind her steady eyes. Each morning, at dawn, she would walk to the edge of the shore, her silk gown trailing in the sand, and whisper his name into the wind. The waves never answered, but still she returned, hoping the sea would give back what it had taken. The courtiers began to worry. Her grief made her distant, and though she ruled wisely, she smiled rarely. One afternoon, while walking barefoot near the tide pools, Amara saw something glinting between the rocks. It was a crab, unlike any she had ever seen. Its shell shimmered like polished rubies, glowing with a soft inner light. Startled, she knelt and extended her hand. To her surprise, the crab did not flee. Instead, it looked into her eyes with something that felt almost like recognition. Then it spoke, not with words, but with a warm whisper that bloomed inside her mind. "I have known your pain," said the crab gently, "and I carry stories from the deep." Amara gasped, not from fear, but from the raw power of the connection. The crab introduced itself as Corilo, a magical creature blessed by the ocean's oldest magic, and cursed to wander the shores until it helped one soul heal. Amara sat beside him, tears slipping down her cheeks. "Then you have a long journey ahead. My soul is broken." But Corilo only replied, "Even broken hearts can sing again." Every day after that, Corilo met her by the shore. They talked not always about grief, but about dreams, childhood, music, and the stars. The queen began to laugh again, quietly at first, then brighter. She invited Corilo to the palace garden, where he told stories of sea spirits, coral kingdoms, and a whale who sang lullabies to the moon. In time, her people noticed the change. The queen's steps grew lighter. Her voice returned to court music. Her eyes, once shadowed, now glistened with life. Then, one night, during the full moon, Corilo asked her to return with him to the water's edge. "I have shown you the surface of healing," he said, "but the ocean holds your final answer." Amara hesitated. Her heart raced. "What do you mean?" Corilo led her to a hidden cove where the waves shimmered silver and the wind was silent. He closed his eyes, and from his shell a golden light spilled into the sea. Suddenly, the waters swirled, and before her rose a figure cloaked in mist and memory. It was Theron, not as he was, but as something more, half man, half spirit, bound by the ocean's magic. "I never stopped loving you," he said, his voice like thunder softened by rain. "But I could not return. The sea claimed me, yet love anchors me still." Amara fell to her knees, sobbing. "Why now?" "Because you're ready," said Corilo. "Grief had chained you, but now you can love without pain." Theron stepped closer. "Live, Amara, for both of us. Let me go, and let yourself bloom again." With a final embrace that shimmered like moonlight on water, he vanished. Corilo turned to her. "You've set him free, and yourself." From that day forward, Queen Amara ruled with strength, wisdom, and joy. Her voice returned to songs, her hands to painting, her heart to peace. She never saw Corilo again, but every time she walked the shore, she felt warmth in the wind and knew he had completed his journey. And in the tide pools, when the sunlight hit just right, she could sometimes see a crimson sparkle and smile, knowing love never truly disappears. It simply changes form.